Hi traders, right, welcome back. I know we've already got a video or two on market cycle in GFX 1.0 tutorials. It's also in the GFX liquidity trading strategy guide. Okay, we speak about it in there and there's some examples. However, I have this image of what I think is pretty much the perfect cycle in terms of market cycle. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. And basically how market cycle works is it will move, price action will move in 3 pushes of, I'd like to say 90% ADR, or at least a full ADR over a period of 3 to 5 days, okay? So when we're trying to identify market trend, market direction, using market cycle certainly helps. It's not for me, it's not paramount, because the market can and will change in a blink of an eye. More often than not, we're seeing price action do a full ADR down and then a full ADR up the next day. So it can be very difficult to identify what phase of the market that we're actually in. So in terms of identifying market direction, I do like to use the 4-hour time frame, and then take a look at the daily and sometimes the weekly in terms of where we are in the market, what key levels are around. But market cycle is certainly something that helps when you're day trading, because if you can identify market cycle phase 1, then the next day or the day after, you should normally get market cycle phase 2. Market cycle phase 3 doesn't always occur, and that's because you're basically measuring an amount of pips that price moves as well. So let's say, for example, a full ADR over a 3-phase market cycle will be 300 pips. Now, if phase 1 is 150 pips and phase 2 is 150 pips, then phase 3 potentially won't happen because the market's already moved 300 pips, which is 3 full ADR in terms of price movement. Okay, so if we're looking at the perfect cycle, okay, you see here to the left hand side of the screen, we've got phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and then what happens at the bottom is that the market cycle is finished. Okay, so we've got day 1 from Asia to Asia, we've got market cycle phase 1, okay, full ADR move. Phase 2, Asia to Asia, or thereabouts. Phase 3, market cycle, Asia to Asia again, and then we've got a reaccumulation phase before market cycle. You can call this a reversal, so you could potentially call this phase 1, and this phase 2, and then reaccumulation and phase 3. It's up to you which way around you look at it. Okay, so regardless of what you've got, phase 1 here, you've still got phase 2, and if you classify this as phase 1, then this is phase 2 sideways, and then phase 3. It doesn't matter, because ultimately you're looking for here, you're still looking for either phase 2 or phase 3, so you're still within the market cycle and you're quite within your rights to look for another bullish move to the upside. So once the cycle is completed, okay, you got phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. That would be perfect in terms of how I like to see market cycle move, and it's obviously very easy to identify without having gaps in between, where there's a day of sideways price action, there's nothing happening. Maybe it's pre-news day, or they just need to accumulate more orders in order to make that phase 2 or phase 3 move. You can also have phase 1 sideways, phase 2 sideways, and then phase 3. So over a period of 5 days, you can move down, sideways, down, sideways, and then down again. The only thing that I would use to cancel out market cycle would be 2 things. Okay, so number 1, a completed market cycle. So phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 in 3 to 5 consecutive days. The other thing I would use to rule out market cycle is that if we get 2 days of continuous accumulation, so for example, if we go sideways on a Tuesday, and then on a Wednesday we don't break these highs or we don't move a full ADR, I would also classify that as a sideways price action. So if we get 2 days consecutive sideways movement where we don't hit a full ADR, I would then cancel out market cycle and wait for that first push, that first ADR move, in order to identify what phase of the market cycle we're in. Okay, so I'll cut this video short now because I don't think I need to go on too much about it. You've got the handbook, and you've also got other tutorials on this in GFX 1.0 tutorials. So if you have any questions, by all means hit me up in one of the chat rooms or send me a private message, or you can even open a support ticket if you like. Either way, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.